Hi everyone, in this video we're going to walk through the complete development environment setup using the Power Platform Admin Center. I'll cover everything from creating license, configuring environment, to setting up Visual Studio. Now this is an upgraded approach from what we covered using LCS in our previous video. The reason we are covering this is that Microsoft has phased out new project creation through Lifecycle Services starting in 2026. So if you try signing into LCS today, it will simply redirect you to the Power Platform Admin Center. Now, if your goal is just a local VHT setup to practice on your own machine, you can still download the assets and follow the steps from the previous video. That still works fine. The downside is no cloud environment, so anything requiring cloud access won't be available to you. With that said, let's move on and take a look at what we are going to cover in this video. So this video is split into multiple sections. We'll start with licensing, where I'll show you how to get a free Dynamics 365 trial license. After that, we'll create a sandbox environment in the Power Platform Admin Center with all the development related configurations enabled. Next, we'll install Visual Studio and connect it to our sandbox environment. And then we'll handle some metadata configuration, so that means creating a model, a solution, and a project. Alright. So let's get started with the first section, which is licensing. I'll show you how to create a tenant and activate a F&O trial license. So what exactly are we doing in this step? We're going to create a Microsoft 365 tenant using a 30-day business basic trial. Okay? Before we take the trial, let's understand what a tenant is. So a tenant is the fundamental unit of an organization in the Microsoft ecosystem. Think of it as a unique ID assigned to your business, used to deliver services like Azure and Dynamics 365. Your tenant comes with a default domain in the format yourcompany.onmicrosoft.com. This can be your company name or any identifier you choose. Any licenses the company owns are registered to this tenant. So, the finance and operations license we will sign up for later will be tied to the same tenant. So now let's sign up for the Microsoft 365 Business Basic Trial. Quick note though, this is just the easiest way to create a tenant. Once created, the tenant exists independently. So even when the trial ends, the tenant itself won't disappear. We'll cover the Dynamics license in the next step. Start by going to Google and searching for Business Basic. Go ahead and click on the very first result that comes up. On that page, go with the cheapest option that includes a 30-day free trial. Go ahead and click on Try for Free, which is the third option on the page. You'll be redirected to a form where you can select a yearly or monthly subscription and the number of users you need. Either way, you automatically get 25 free user licenses. Next, go ahead and enter your email address. A Gmail ID works perfectly fine here. Microsoft will check whether your email is already tied to an existing tenant. If it isn't, it'll prompt you to set up a new account. Go ahead and click on Set Up Account. Go ahead and fill in your first name, last name, company size, and phone number. After that, enter your address and click Save. You might get a warning saying it couldn't validate your address. Just double check what you've entered, and if it looks correct, go ahead and click Use this address. Now you can set up your domain name, which is effectively your unique company ID. You'll also set your username and password from this same screen. Next, enter your taxation ID. If you are based in India, that would be your PAN ID. Go ahead and enter your card details. Either a debit or credit card works fine here. Just make sure online transactions are enabled for the card you are using. Review all the details one more time and click Save. Finally, go ahead and click on Start Trial. You'll be prompted to set up two-factor authentication. Just follow Microsoft's instructions and complete that step. And that is it. You'll be redirected to a confirmation screen saying your subscription is ready and you can start using the product. Now let's move on to the next step, where we'll use the Microsoft Admin Center to set up the finance license. Head over to the Admin Center using the link admin.cloud.microsoft. In the left pane, go ahead and click on Marketplace. In the search bar, type Finance and press Enter. In the results, you'll see Dynamics 365 Finance Premium with the trial available tag. Go ahead and click on Details. On the next screen, go ahead and select a plan. Choose the trial plan, which is the second option. The billing details will be auto-populated from when you signed up for Business Basic. Just click Next. You'll be asked whether you want the trial to renew into a paid subscription at the end of the month. Make sure you select the second option, which is No Cancel at Expiration. This ensures the subscription cancels automatically after 30 days. Then click Start Trial. You'll see a confirmation screen showing that Dynamics 365 Finance Premium trial has been added along with 25 licenses. Next, we'll assign one of those licenses to your own user account. Go back to the home page, click on your user ID And under licenses and apps, make sure finance premium is checked, then click save changes to assign the license to your account. And with that, we're done with licensing. We can now move on to the cloud setup section, where we'll configure an Azure account and provision a Sandbox environment so we can connect Visual Studio to it later, right? We'll start by creating an Azure account and signing up for the $200 free credit offer. So, this step matters because trial licenses come with limited capacity. Without a linked Azure subscription, you simply won't be allowed to create a Sandbox type environment, and without that, Visual Studio cannot be set up. Quick note for functional consultants, if you're not doing development work, you can skip this step. Just make sure that in the next step, you select trial subscription based as the environment type instead of Sandbox. Go to azure.microsoft.com, you'll see an option to try Azure for free. So go ahead and click on it. Review and accept the user agreement, then click Next. Your profile details will be auto-populated from your signed-in account. You'll be asked to confirm your payment method. Go ahead and click Sign Up. Once that is done, open the Azure portal at portal.azure.com and you should be able to see your free credits reflected there. Now let's head over to the Power Platform Admin Center at admin.powerplatform.microsoft.com. The first thing we need to do here is link our Azure subscription. This essentially removes any capacity ceiling as long as we have a payment method on file. To do this, go to Licensing and then click on Dataverse. Click on Manage Capacity. You'll see the default environment, which is automatically created. Go ahead and select it. Click on New Billing Plan. A pop-up will appear, give it a name, select your Azure subscription, choose a resource group, and select the applications it will cover. Then click Next. If you don't have a resource group yet, head back to the Azure portal and search for resource groups. On that page, click Create, give it a name, select a region, and click Create again. It will then show up as an option back in the Power Platform Admin Center. Select your region, and your environment will appear in the list. Go ahead and select it and click Save. After a short while, under Billing Plans, you should see your subscription listed with a status of Enabled. Now that the Azure subscription is linked, we can go ahead and create the Sandbox environment. Under Manage, go to Environments and click New. In the pop-up, set the environment type to Sandbox, give it a name, and expand the Change Default Settings section. Make sure Add a Dataverse data store is enabled. Then click Next. Under Security Group, you can select None. For currency, go ahead and choose whichever one applies to your use case. Here, provide a unique domain name for the URL that will be used to manage your environment. Also, make sure Enable Dynamics 365 Apps is turned on. Do not select a template like Finance here, as developer settings won't be enabled through that path. We'll install the app separately. Click Save. Within a few minutes, your environment state will change from preparing to ready. Once the environment is ready, we need to install two Dynamics 365 apps. Go ahead and click on the environment to open it. Inside the environment, under Resources, click on Dynamics 365 Apps. Click on Install App. In the search bar, type Finance and Operations Platform Tools and click Next. You'll see the app details. Agree to the terms of service and click Install. The app will appear in the list with a status of installing. Just wait around 5 to 10 minutes and it will change to installed. Once that is done, we'll install the second app, which is the Provisioning app. Go ahead and click on Install App again. The Provisioning app is what actually installs Finance and Operations onto the environment, along with the developer tools and demo data we'll need. This time type Finance and Operations Provisioning app in the search bar and click Next. A pop-up will appear saying it is going to redirect you to the admin page. Go ahead and click OK. On this page, make sure two options are checked: Enable Developer Tools for Finance and Operations and Enable Demo Data. You can leave the application version at its default. Once everything looks good, click Install. This app will take a bit longer, so expect around 1 to 2 hours. Just sit tight and let it do its thing. Once it is done, the status will update to installed. Before we move on, let me quickly show you the environment overview. You will notice there are two URLs here. The environment URL is what we'll use for managing the environment, like when deploying changes or connecting Visual Studio to it. The second URL is the actual Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations application URL. This is what you open in your browser when you want to use or access the app itself. With that, let's move on to the local setup section. Here we'll install SSMS Visual Studio along with its required extensions and then connect everything to our Sandbox environment. We'll start the local installation with SQL Server Management Studio or SSMS. We'll use this later in the video to connect directly to the Dynamics 365 database. Go to the SQL Server installation page using the link provided in the description below. Click on the Download Installer button. A small executable file will download. Double-click on it to launch the installer. Go ahead and click Continue. The core components will be pre-selected for you. Just go ahead and click Install. Installation will begin. How long it takes will depend on your internet speed. Once the installation is complete, go ahead and restart your computer to finalize everything. Now, next we will install Visual Studio Professional 2022. This is the main IDE we'll use to connect to the Sandbox environment and carry out all of our development work. Head over to my.visualstudio.com. It will automatically sign you up for the Dev Essentials program. Just go ahead and click Confirm. Under Downloads, select Visual Studio 2022. You'll see the version details. Leave the default selection as is and click Download. A small Visual Studio Professional installer executable will be downloaded. Double-click on it to launch the installer. Then click Continue. Under the Workloads tab, make sure .NET Desktop Development is selected. Switch to the Individual Components tab. In the search bar, type Model and make sure Modeling SDK is checked. Also go ahead and search for and select DGML Editor. You can review all your selections in the right-hand panel. Once everything looks good, go ahead and click Install. Visual Studio will begin downloading and installing automatically. This will take some time depending on your internet speed. Once it finishes, go ahead and click Launch. Click Sign in with Microsoft and use the onmicrosoft.com account you created earlier. This will give you approximately a 90-day free trial of Visual Studio Professional. After signing in, you are all set. Visual Studio is ready to use. Since there are no projects yet, go ahead and click on Continue without code to proceed. We need to install 2 extensions to get started. Click on Extensions in the top menu bar and select Manage Extensions. In the Extension Manager, search for Microsoft Reporting Services Projects and click Install. The extension file will start downloading. Once downloaded, double-click on the installer to launch it. Just make sure Visual Studio is closed before you do this. Go ahead and click Install. Installation will begin. Shortly, you'll see a completion message confirming that the first extension has been installed successfully. Now we'll install the second extension. Go ahead and open Visual Studio. Then head back to the Extension Manager. Search for Power Platform Tools and click Install. You'll see a banner at the bottom indicating that the changes are scheduled. Visual Studio needs to be closed for the installation to begin. Once you close Visual Studio, an installer prompt will appear. Go ahead and click Modify to proceed. After a short wait, you'll see the completion message. Both extensions are now installed. Next, we'll configure the default settings for the Power Platform Tools extension. Click on Tools in the menu bar and then select Options. In the Options window, search for Power Platform. Take a moment to pause the video here and make sure your settings match exactly what is shown on screen. Now we'll connect Visual Studio to our Sandbox environment. Under Tools, go ahead and click on Connect to Dataverse. A new window will open. Select Office 365. Then check the second option so you can enter the organization URL manually. Click Login. You will need to copy the environment URL from the Power Platform Admin Center page. Go ahead and paste the environment URL into the field. Then click OK. The available environments will be listed. Select the second one, which is the Sandbox Finance and Operations environment we created earlier. Click Login. Visual Studio will begin connecting to the environment. You'll be asked to select a solution. Make sure you do not select the default solution. Instead, select the one that was created specifically for your F&O environment. Wait a few minutes and the environment will be fully connected. For the very first connection, Microsoft will check whether the required assets are already downloaded locally. If they're not, you'll see a pop-up asking if you want to download them. Click Yes and it will kick off the download. The download will begin automatically. Once it is complete, an installer will launch. Go ahead and click Install. You'll see a completion screen confirming all local installation steps are done. Now, there is a chance things don't go as smoothly as expected. If that happens, go to View and then Output. You should be able to see the download progress in real time, and any errors will be visible there too, so you can troubleshoot. Another issue you might run into is a download that started but didn't finish. If that happens, go to Tools and then click on Download Dynamics 365 Assets. This will clear the existing folder and restart the download from scratch. Once everything is done, go ahead and verify that you have approximately 24 gigabytes of files in the Assets directory. With that, the local configuration is complete. In the next section, I'll show you how to create a model and a project and how to access the database. The first thing we need to do here is configure the metadata location. This is where we define a folder on our disk to store all our customizations like packages and models. Click on Dynamics 365 in the menu and select Configure Metadata. Give it a name and a description. For the reference metadata location, point it to the folder where the assets were downloaded, specifically the unzipped packages local directory. Then designate a separate folder for all your custom metadata. Go ahead and click Save. You'll see a pop-up confirming that all files were updated successfully. To create a new model, go to Model Management and click Create Model. The model creation window will open. Enter a name, a publisher, and a description, then click Next. Select Create a new package and then click Next. Here, you'll select the reference packages that your model depends on. In most cases, the 3 standard packages, which are Application Foundation, Application Platform, and Application Suite, are enough to get started. Click Next. A summary screen will appear. Since Create a new project is checked by default, this will automatically trigger the project creation flow. Enter a name for your project and set the location where you want the project and solution file stored. Then go ahead and click Create. You can now verify the folder structure. The model files will be stored in the custom metadata folder we configured earlier. The solution and project files will be stored in the location you specified during the project creation step. Your project is now ready. You can start adding elements and begin your customization. As usual, you can build the project from here. You'll also see a deploy model option to push your changes, and a synchronize database option to keep the database in sync with your models. In this step, we'll connect to the database directly, expand tools, and click on SQL credentials for Dynamics 365 F&O. A pop-up will appear asking you to provide a reason for access. Enter any reason and click Request Access. You'll be given a set of temporary credentials along with the password. These credentials are valid for 1 day. Now go ahead and open SQL Server Management Studio that we installed earlier. Enter all the connection details that were provided, including the server name, username, and password. And once connected, you can run queries or test your customizations directly from here. So to quickly recap, in this video we walked through the complete setup, licensing, cloud environment, Visual Studio installation, and metadata configuration. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next session.